So today is the first class of physics, okay? And if you are beginning to watch my course, if you are beginning to start preparation of NEET with me, then you have to watch this video. And the reason for that is very simple. That is, it is the introduction video. And without watching this video, if you expect that you will understand all other videos, then I'm really sorry, you're wrong. Okay, so now let me just begin by telling you a small story. Okay, so it's not a story basically. I'm very fond of bikes. Most of us might be fond of bikes. So yes, so I love bikes. Okay, so what I did was I went to a store. So that was a very popular bike store. They have varieties of bikes, branded bikes, all different types of bikes. Okay, so it was a very good store. So I went to the store. As soon as I went near the store to purchase my favorite bike, obviously, as soon as I went to the store, the first thing, you know what I saw in front of the store? I saw the store, right? So when I went to the store, the first thing I saw was the appearance of the store. How the physical appearance of the store was. Okay, so the store was very good looking. It had different types of bikes, big bikes to small bikes to scooties for different purposes, and it has a lot of combinations of different types of things. Okay, so then what happened? Then I entered the store. Okay, so after looking at the store, how it looked, it was very big. It had, from outside only you can see, right, inside the glass, that there are big bikes, small bikes, har tarah ki bike milte hain. So after that, what I saw, different sizes of bikes were there, different varieties were there. I entered the store. Then as soon as I entered the store, I observed there are different sizes of bikes. I told you, right? Different sizes. So different dimensions. Some bike looked different, it had different dimension. Some was thick in another, some was fat bike. So dimensions of the bike, I saw different dimensions of the bike. Then you know what happened? Then immediately, obviously, as soon as you go to the store, you look at the bikes, the next thing that is going to happen with you, which is obvious, is the salesman will come near you. Okay, right? So I saw the salesman walking towards me in a straight line. He was walking towards me. Then in front of him, there was a car also standing, because the showroom I went, cars were also there. So he took a turn. So he crossed the car like this and came. Okay, first he was walking straight, then front of him there was a car, so he took a diversion and he came like this near me. It all happened inside the showroom. Okay, so that is in a plane. He was just coming straight first, then he turned his direction in that plane, and then he came to me. Okay, next what happened? Immediately as soon as he came to me, he started describing me about the bike. He asked me what kind of bike you want, for what work you want, the bike. And he started describing me. Sir, this bike has this much horsepower, this bike has this much speed, it travels in this much, it can go this much in this much fast. So he told me about the horsepower of the bike, he told me this much force, Newton, the bike has this much Newton's force. Then he also told me about so much of energy this bike has. So all that he told. Now, I was wondering, what are these terms? Force, horsepower, some energy, something he was telling about something another. So yes, so next, after that what happened? Then I told him, sir, I don't know about all that. I want the bike, it should be good looking. Then I want to just see the bike first. I will try it, then I will buy the bike. First I will see the bike, I will try the bike, then I will see it. Okay, then he took me, he asked me the budget, I told something, very huge budget. So then he went and he took me to the very special bike. In the entire showroom, there was a very special, the best bike in the showroom. Okay, that bike was placed on a podium, like a stage. Uske upar, that bike was there. Okay, and the stage was rotating. Okay, so the entire bike was rotating on that platform. Okay, so that is what I saw. That was a very good bike. I think it was I don't know what bike, but it was very special bike. Then what he did? Then he told me, sir, you can look at this bike. He showed me that bike. Okay, after that, immediately after that, he took the bike down. He put the bike down. Then he told me, sir, you can try it. You can hold the bike and see. You can sit on the bike and see. So as soon as I sat on the bike, I felt the weight of the bike. Bike was very heavy. I told, sir, the bike is so heavy. Then he told me, yes, sir, on the earth, it's very heavy because of Earth's gravity. You can take it to the moon, it will be light. So yes, so weight, gravity, all that new terms I was hearing. So after that, yes, I took the bike, and then next thing what happened to me was, I held the bike. Because bike aa gaya niche, utar diya, I could feel the weight. Then first thing, obviously we'll feel the first thing is weight, right? Then immediately after that, I held the bike. I held the handle, I touched the bike. Okay, then I could feel the bike. When I sat on the seat, I could feel the softness of the seat. Seat was very soft. Okay, seat was very soft. So what's that about? The seat is actually solid, right? But still it was soft. So the property of the bike, the softness of the seat, everything was really fabulous. The bike was really good. And accelerator also felt very good to hold. When you held it, the handle and all felt soft, and it was really fabulous experience. Holding the bike itself, all of you might feel, right? You can imagine with me whatever I'm telling. So you can imagine when you see such a luxurious bike in front of you and just touch it, hold it, how does it feel? It doesn't feel like a normal bike, right? So like that, so the feeling was different. But next, Immediately after that, test drive. So I took the bike on a test drive, and as soon as I took it on a test drive, I also got to know the mileage, how the petrol of the bike is flowing. So fluid, how much fluid is flowing through the bike. I could feel that. Next thing. And next, after that, as soon as I'm driving it for a longer period of time, my test drive was for long, for example, then I could feel the engine getting heat. That is thermal property or something like that. Okay, heat, thermal. I could feel the thermals of the bike. And next, smoke started coming from the back. Right? After all these, next what happened? The smoke, because I drove it for a very long time, I could see the smoke coming out of the bike. So gas, I could see the gas coming out of the bike. I told you, right? So I went to the bike store. The first thing that I went to the bike store, what did I see? I told you, as soon as I went to purchase the bike, the first thing I saw was how the bike looked. Right? That is what you will be studying in physical world. In physical world, you will be studying how our world looks. Right? What all is there in our world? There are big things to small things. There are very tiniest thing. You might have seen tiniest particle in the world to the biggest particle of the world. That is the entire solar system. Like the entire bike shop, like the entire solar system. What is the size of the solar system? What is the weight of the solar system? So big things to smallest things. That is what you will be studying in physical world. And then units and measurements. So I told you, I saw big bike, small bike, heavy bike, light bike, all that. So how heavy the bike is, how big the bike is, size, unit, how do you measure that? This much itne kg ki bike, that much grams object. I would have seen some pen also fall in there. So pen itne gram ka tha. So different types of weights also you will be studying. Alag measurement you will be measuring. Okay. So different types of units and dimensions we will be studying in that chapter. So hope you understood what is physical world and what's units and dimensions. Next thing, I saw the person walking towards me. How fast he was walking towards me. He was walking to me, he was taking one step in a second. Every second, one step. So slowly he was walking. Or 10 steps in a second. Or 10 meters in a second. All that is speed. I will explain you in detail when I am taking the chapter, but basic introduction. And motion in a plane. In motion in a plane, I told you, some car was there in front of him, he took a turn and he came, right? So that's what you will be studying in motion in a plane. Next you have laws of motion. What's laws of motion? Laws of motion is nothing but how the bike moves or how somebody is moving. That is law of motion. Next thing I saw him when he was walking towards me, he told me that the bike goes with this much force, the bike goes with this much horsepower, the bike has this much energy. So all that, it consumes this much energy. Energy zyada consume kar raha means it's taking a lot of fuel. So basically all these things only you are going to study. So kitna power hai? Horsepower. That's a unit of power. Itne horsepower, itna power hai bike mein. Itni energy hai. So what are all these terms you will be studying? Okay, so it's interesting. If you know in real life where it comes, like I gave you the bike example. Bike example mein hi sare units aa jate hain. All the units come in bike chapter. So imagine when each chapter, when you're each cheese, what is that you will be studying in detail. So all this knowledge is required in real life. Okay, so first I saw the physical appearance, next I saw the size. So units and dimension. Motion means motion. A person is walking or bike is moving or anything. Motion in a plane, laws of motion, then work, energy and power. When he described me. Next I told you the bike was rotating. He took me to a special bike. Bike was rotating on a podium or a stage or whatever you call it. It was rotating on that surface. The entire bike was rotating, that surface was rotating, along with that bike also was rotating. So that's system of particles. When something is rotating, the entire bike also is rotating on that. That's rotational motion. It was rotating, along with it, all the bike parts were rotating on top of that. Because when stage is rotating, the entire bike is rotating, right? So that's rotational motion. Next, I took the bike down. He took the bike down and he showed me. I could feel the weight of the bike. Why? Because of gravity. That's gravitation. Gravity is making things heavy, making it feel. Next, mechanical properties of solids. I touched the seat of the bike. Seat is solid, right? It's not liquid. Seat is solid, but still it's soft. But the handle was little harder than the seat. The bike was much more hard. So different solids have different properties. Some are hard, some are soft. So though they are solid, all are solids. But all are having different properties. That's mechanical properties. And next, petrol. When I started to drive the bike, I saw the petrol needle going down. That's fluid. Fluid is flowing through the bike. How is the fluid flowing? How much fluid is flowing? What is affecting the flow of fluid? That's fluid. Next, thermal properties. The bike started to get heat. So thermal properties and thermodynamics both are study of heat only. So that you will be studying here. What is heat? How much heat? About substances? All that you will be studying. Kinetic theory of gases. That entire chapter name is kinetic theory of gases. It's for gases. I told you the smoke started to come out then. After the bike got heat, smoke, it started to release more amount of smoke. Next, oscillations and waves. So when I'm driving the bike is vibrating a little bit continuously. So I could feel after the smoke started to come, if I'm driving the bike more and more, I could feel vibration also. If I go much more faster, smoke started to come, then I could feel the bike vibrating. That's nothing but oscillations and waves. Okay, so that's it. This much only is the physics. That's it you have in physics. Okay, so hope you all of you understood. Hope all of you understood, right? So this is what you have in physics. So now 12th. Okay, so next in 12th what do you have? Electric charges and fields. It's nothing like I am a charge. I'm going on the bike now. मैंने bike खरीद लिया. I bought the bike. Now 12th. In 12th what you will be learning? I bought the bike. When I reached 12th portion, by the time I go to 12th portion, I bought the bike. Okay, so what did I do? After buying the bike, I was sitting on the bike and taking photos because bike मेरी हो गई. So I'm taking photos on the bike, sitting on the bike. I'm taking photos. That's electrostatics. I am charged now. After buying the bike, I got charged. Okay, you can think like that. I got charged after buying the bike. Okay, so now I am a charge. क्योंकि मेरे पास bike आ गई. I am a charge. I am sitting on the bike. That is electrostatics. When charge is sitting at one place, so I am charge. That is charges. We will be studying about charges. Next, electrostatic potential. So that's about standing charge. Like I told you, I'm taking photos sitting on the bike. So like that, when charge is sitting at one place, when the charge starts to move, when I start to move on the bike, I will become a electric current electricity. Next, when I start to move, I can, around me, people start to get attracted. Seeing my bike, everybody's eyes are getting attracted to me. Why? Because my bike is so beautiful. When I took the bike on the road, right? So that's magnetism. People getting attracted. Magnetism. And next you have electromagnetic induction. That's related to magnetism only. So 3 chapters are similar. Electromagnetic induction, current gets produced. Next you have electromagnetic waves. Next you have ray optics. Next, when I started to go much more further, I see in the bike mirror behind, people were going behind. So that's mirror. When you're looking at mirror, when you're looking through the glass, helmet, front, when I'm driving the bike much more further, I could see behind the mirror. All that is ray optics. I'm using the mirror, right? Mirror, study of mirrors and all, ray optics. Next you also have wave optics. Next you have dual nature of radiation and matter. Next you have atoms. Next अगर हम particles के अंदर घुसेंगे, all this is okay, it's all little bit different, atoms, nuclei and all. So semiconductors, bike के अंदर जो भी components है, bike चलाते चलाते, as soon as I'm driving the bike more, bike got spoiled. So it's been long time now. By the time you reach here, last chapter तक, my bike only has got damaged. So I took it to servicing. Then there, when they opened all the parts, I could see inside there are so many electronics in bike. Modern bikes have a lot of electronic components, right? Computer, like computer only, they have small chips and all. So that's electronics, electronic materials. Next you have communication system, how we communicate. Okay, so this is what is the 12th portion. Okay, so 11th and 12th portion, hope you understood what the portion is. Next, what I would like to tell you, let's see, in 11th you have physical world, units and measurement, motion in a straight line, motion in a plane, laws of motion, work, energy and power, system of particles and rotational motion. Next, gravitation, I took the bike down. Next, properties I could feel. Next, fluid, petrol. Next, thermal properties of matter, bike getting heat. Next, smoke started to come, kinetic theory. Next, bike started to vibrate, that's oscillations and waves. Next, I became charged after taking the bike to my home. All this was during test drive only. I drove so much in test drive. Next, I bought the bike, I got charged. So what is charge? That you will be studying. Next, electrostatic potential. When the charge is at one place, how do you hold the charge? Capacitance and current electricity. When the charge is moving, then moving charges produce magnetism, magnetic field, moving charges and magnetism, magnetism and magnetic matter, that is attraction, I told you, right? Electromagnetic induction. Next, alternating current. Next, electromagnetic waves. Next, you have ray optics, looking through something. So you have mirrors, glasses, all that thing. And wave optics, then dual nature, next nuclei, semiconductors and communication system. That's it. That's your physics entire syllabus. So entire physics syllabus I have given you now in front of you. So next we will be starting the first chapter, and yes, the next videos will not be so long. I will not be talking so much because I want to make your syllabus much more so that you understand what all is there. I really had to explain a little bit. I spoke so much, I told so many to extra long, but we will be completing it very fast. And do make notes. Whatever I'm writing, please you can make notes, or whatever notes I show you, please make notes with your hand. I will give you even the my notes also in the Telegram group. You can join the Telegram group in the link in the description. So you can get my notes also. If you cannot, if you want to just listen to the video without writing anything, without any disturbance, you want to listen to me, you can listen and then take the notes later. No issues. You can take the notes later on, and then you can study. You can write it, but you need to write it definitely.